Well, good evening. Kim Baker here with the Victim Survivor Conqueror Ministry, coming to you on this Tuesday night on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Twitch. I'm trying to see I think on Instagram also. This is the second night of our brand new format. Okay. This is 30 minutes long. Okay. So we're going to get into it here real quick. But if you would, please hit one of the buttons. Also, leave us a comment. Also, you should see on your screen there where it says down at the bottom, vscministry.com. That is our website. Go to our website, click on more. There'll be a drop-down box that says study materials. You can click on study materials and you can download this material and then follow along with us, because this is a little bit more interactive than what we've been doing in the past. And there's also questions, okay? You can comment. I will be able to see your comments. I can respond to them. And without further ado, let's get into tonight's lesson. Okay, we're talking about Marilyn Vanderbuer. She grew up in Denver, Colorado. She was a victim of childhood sexual abuse. Kind of recap a little bit what we covered last week. We talked about that with Marilyn. Her abuse started at age 5 and lasted until age 18, until she went off to college. Okay, so for 13 years, she was abused by her father. Okay. And so tonight, I'm going to start off with a question. Okay. Talking about Marilyn. So if you've got the material, and I told you, you really need, if you can, please read ahead. Try to stay ahead of us. Okay. That way you'll know what we're talking about then on Tuesday night. Okay. So was it molestation or was it rape? What her father was doing to Marilyn? Okay, and we're going to talk about why does it make a difference? Okay, so what do you think? You think it was molestation or was it rape? Okay, yes, it was. It is molestation because it occurred more than once. And that is the difference between molestation and rape. Usually, rape is a one-time incident, where molestation occurs more than one time. It's reoccurring. Okay. All right. Why do you think it's important for us to call it what it is? In other words, if it was molestation, should we? Why should we call it molestation? Okay. If it was rape, why should we call it rape? Why is it important? What do you think? Why do you think it is important? Okay. For one, it is us being honest. Okay. And to me, that's probably number one is, and it makes it real. Okay. Um, and I'll tell you a little story here in just a minute when we get to it. But yeah, is to be honest with ourselves and also with God. Okay. And if we get ready to share, when we get ready and get to the point where we're able to share our story, don't we want to be honest in front of other people? Okay. Oh, and I know that you may be sitting out there thinking, "Oh, Kim, no, I'll never be ready to tell. I'll never be ready to talk." Okay, and I understand. I understand that point of view. Okay, and if you're not ready, you're not ready. Okay, but for most people, there will come a time when you might be ready. Okay, and hopefully, after we go through this course and maybe one or two others, maybe then you might get there. Okay. So don't freak out about that comment just yet. Okay. So yeah, call molestation what it is. Just be molestation is molestation. Okay. And rape is rape. Okay. And this kind of gives you a little bit. Oh, my older youth teacher took advantage of me. Okay. And I did. There was it's been a few years, but a few years ago, had a young lady that was going through VSC, and um, we were on childhood sexual abuse at the time. The study that we were doing, okay, and she'd been coming for a while. I mean, she'd been coming for quite a while, going through other studies that we do. And when we got to this, like I tell everybody, that when you go through this material, especially if you've not healed a lot from your past, some of the things that we talk about and some of the things that we discuss will bring up old feelings. And there's going to be times when it's going to be hard. It's going to be absolutely hard to go through this. And and she was one of them, and this was one of those times. But she would share a little bit here, a little bit there. And this one particular night, she shared more than she'd ever shared before. And she shared the fact that I think she said she was 14, 13 or 14 at the time. I think she said she was 14. But anyway, she made the comment that her youth teacher took advantage of her. And of course, I sat there and I listened to her, and then I looked at her and I said, "He took advantage of you." Yeah, you know what I mean. I said, "Yeah, I know what you mean." And I tried to explain to her, and that when we try and you got to be very careful here, but and I don't mean this in an ugly way about, I was going to say sugarcoating, but when we pour a little sugar on top of something bad that tastes really, really bad, it don't always taste good then, okay? And because I know from my experience, when I finally got honest, not only with myself, but I got honest with God too, is when things started really changing in my life. And that was the point I was trying to get across to her. It's just be honest. Is it going to hurt? Yeah, it's going to hurt. Okay? To say that, and I felt like this, say you got a serious cut on your arm and you've got it bandaged up. Well, calling it molestation is taking it and just easing up the corner, and you think, well, if I take it real easy, it's not going to hurt. It won't hurt. I'll just a little bit. No, sometimes we just got to be able to reach down, grab that bandage, and jerk it. Is it still going to hurt? Yeah, it's going to hurt. Is it going to hurt as long? Most likely, no. But she never could. She never could say that he raped her. And I think she come back to another class or two after that, and then she just quit. And so that's the reason why I spend so much time on this, is because I know how important it is. I know what it meant to me. So, all right, well, let's move on. When I think about this, I'm terrified. Trembling seizes my body. Job chapter 21, verse 6. Yeah. And I believe if you've been through this, if you haven't been through it, praise God. I'm thankful that you didn't go through it. But if you have, yeah. Again, you may have not ever said these words word for word, but you felt this. You felt this in your spirit. You felt this just in your being. Okay? And here's the thing we need to understand is God is there. He wants to take the terrifying situations from us. He wants to eliminate the trembling from your body. Trust him. Okay. Can you name 5 different ways that indirect sexual abuse occurs? Okay, I'm sitting here, we're looking for comments. I'm not seeing any. That's fine. I'm not going to. But 5 different ways that indirect sexual abuse can take place. Okay? So, as a child, were you, and think about this, if you had the material, there's a place to put check marks. And if you do have the material, put a check mark there if it applies to you. But think about it and answer it to yourself. Okay? Think about your life, your childhood. As a child, were you stared at while undressing, bathing, or urinating? Okay? And yes, this is indirect sexual abuse. If someone stares at you while you're undressing, and especially in an inappropriate manner, that is abusive. That is being abusive. Were you intentionally exposed to the nudity of, or were you made to bathe with someone older? Were you made to listen to sexual talk? Okay. What kind of sexual talk? Just sexual talk. Could have been jokes. Someone joking in a sexual way. About sexual activity, sexual parts, things like that. Were you shown sexual pictures, magazines, or videos? Okay. Were you made to sexually stimulate yourself with another person watching? Okay. If this is your first time joining us, we don't get vulgar. but we don't shy away from things either. Okay. So these are all different ways that we can be sexually abused indirectly. Okay. Doesn't have to be touching to be sexual abuse. Okay? Yeah. Can you name 4 types of direct sexual abuse? Can you name 4 types of sexual abuse? As a child, were you touched in a sexually sensitive area? Were you kissed in a sexual way? Okay. Now, I may make some people mad right here, and that's fine. Won't be the last time I made somebody a little upset with me. But, you know, I will just tell you this. For me personally, I'm just saying this is for me personally. And I think, no, I don't think, I know. I know one reason why I was very careful with my kids growing up. I got somebody else. Okay. Don't know. Hold on. I got some people trying to join on Zoom. All right. Are you there on Zoom? Okay. If you're not talking, yeah, I can hear you. Okay. Thank y'all for joining. Glad to have you tonight. But here's the thing about being kissed in a sexual way. I do not kiss my kids on the lips. And I'm not telling you that it's always bad. I'm just telling you for people, I believe for people that have been through sexual abuse, we probably prefer not to. Okay. And that's just the way, that's just personal. Okay. Not telling you that if you do that you're wrong. It's just something that I didn't do. Okay. All right. Glad to have, we got 2 or 3 joining on Zoom tonight. Thank y'all for joining in. Glad to have you. And this is, just to let y'all know, this is Kim Baker with the Victim Survivor Conqueror Ministry. And we are a support group for people that have been abused. Okay. And, all right, let's go on now. All right, next one is on the direct sexual abuse, which is being made to touch sexual parts of another person. Okay? As a child, were you manipulated into unwanted sexual intercourse or anal sex? And again, people, we don't we try not to ever shy away from any topic in here. Okay, if you have a comment, you've got a question, whatever, would love to hear. And but we try not to get too vulgar. Okay, just throw that out there. Oh, really? Well, thank you for joining. I mean, from the bottom of my heart, I hate that you went through that, but I want you to know, man, you're not alone. Okay. I was sexually abused. There's others that are joining us on here that's been through it, and that's the reason why that I've been doing this since 2012, trying to reach as many people and try to help as many people as possible. Okay, all right. We'll move on if there's not any other comments. What the wicked dreads will overtake him. What the righteous desire will be granted. Okay? Okay. Uh, and we have to understand that. We got to try to understand that in our minds that the people that perpetrated on us, yeah. Okay, let me see here. I see. Oh, there it is. Sorry about that. This is the first night well, not the first night, but this first night I've had people that actually joined in and wasn't trying to uh, say inappropriate things. And so I work the computer by myself. So just bear with me if I miss you. But uh, yeah, what we have to understand is this: is the people that were perpetrators against us, they're going to get what's coming to them. Now, will they get it in this world? Maybe not. Some might, but they're going to pay for it. Okay, and the desires of your heart will be granted. That's what the word says. When the storm is swept by, the wicked are gone, but the righteous stand firm forever. Proverbs chapter 10, verse 24 and 25. Okay? All right. Man, I just love, man, this is awesome tonight. Okay. So here's a question. Okay. And for the ones that's tuning in on Zoom, if you're not aware, if you could, our website, vscministry.com. Man, William, that's pretty neat. I don't know how you're doing that, but I kind of like that. Oh, that's fine. If you're not aware, if you're not worried about it, I'm not. Okay, but no, that's pretty cool. No, you're fine. You're fine. He's fine. Okay, but if you go to vscministry.com, that is our website. Up at the top, you're going to see where it says more. Click on more, and then click on study materials, and you can go to any of our 9 classes that we do and download the material and be able to follow along. Okay? All right. But here's one thing that a lot of misconception is this. After so many years, and we're talking about Marilyn Vanderbuer, she was from Denver, Colorado, and she was sexually abused from age 5 to the age of 18. Should Marilyn have been able to stop the abuse? What do you think? Maybe you haven't read the material, and that's fine. But you think that that's a true statement? Okay. No. And what we have to understand is this, is that Marilyn was only a child when the abuse started. We know it started at the age of 5. Oh, okay. I don't know what they done to my screen, but here we go. I don't know who it was. Uh, but what we have to understand is this. She had absolutely no training to go up against her father. I had no training to go up against the guy that sexually abused me. You had, but we wasn't able. Okay, so we we don't need to. Well, it's not. Go ahead. Well, that's true. That's absolutely true. Um, okay, how many people? How many out there know what percentage of people that are abused wind up being abusers? Anybody got any ideas on what percentage? Oh, hello, good evening. I have a confession. Okay. All right. There is actually, according to statistics, there's about 30. Uh, please, if you're not responding to the class, would you please mute? Thank you. Oh, that's okay. Oh, I've got dogs too, so I know what you're going through. But uh, yeah, 30% of everybody that's abused will turn around and be abusive in some way or another. Okay. All right. Yeah, and she was not able to go up against her father. And yeah, it is up to the adult. It should be up to the adult. Absolutely, like the comment. Okay. After the sexual abuse has stopped, do you believe that there should be no long term effects? Is he the one drawing the hearts? All right. All right. So, what do you think? Do you think after the abuse stops that there shouldn't be any long term emotional effects? Anybody want to respond? I don't know. It's about got my screen covered. Oh, I'm okay. I'm not. I'm just I'm just sitting here kind of amazed at what's going on. Uh, all right, all right. Kind of got me off track there, and I'm sorry about that. All right, we're gonna pick up right here next Tuesday night. Again, these are going to be right now 30 minutes long. Okay, we meet every. I'm here every Tuesday night on Facebook Live, on Zoom, on YouTube Live, Twitch. But if you go to vscministry.com, you can download any of our material. If you would, please, on our Facebook pages, look for Victim Survivor Conqueror Ministry. If you would, like the page. That way you will get updates on what's coming up and what's going on. Okay? All right. For tonight, we're going to be stopping right here on this, and we'll pick this back up and start talking about this. Also, we are on Thursday nights. It is under the name of Tackling the Tough Stuff. It's just because we do Tuesday night and Thursday night. Thursday night, over there, we will be talking about fear. We're going to start our study on fear. Okay? So join us Thursday night at 7 o'clock for fear. And then be back here next Tuesday night for the third week of childhood sexual abuse. If you missed last week and want to see it, go to our Facebook page, Victim Survivor Conqueror Ministry, and you can watch last week's video and get caught up. God bless, and thank you for joining tonight. Thank y'all.